everybody, this is Miyu and welcome back to another balloon video. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you how to get the long necks when you sit to pop a balloon. If you love balloon videos, subscribe to my channel so that I will work hard to keep the balloon video content coming. Alright, so let's get into it. So today I'm going to be working with three kinds of balloons. I'm going to be working with the Belbal 14 inches, the 17-inch Tuftex, and the Qualatex 16 inches. Now these are the most popular balloons that I come across with, and if you are curious where I get my balloons, I get them from balloonace.com as well. So anyway, I made them the same color. They're all orange because I also want you to know or to see easier the differences of the balloons when it comes to their necks. But this video is mostly about how I get a good neck on my balloons when I use them to sit to pop in my videos. Okay, so I'm just going to show you my tips personally that I do. Obviously, I'm not the biggest expert out there, but I have worked with a few balloons before. So this is just what I do so that in my videos I have the best neck as much as possible, or to maximize that neck as much as possible. So I'm just going to start with the Belbal first because they're notorious for having long necks when it comes to like the big brands. For me, when I blow to pop them, they do have the longest necks, and I have a video of that as well. But when it comes to sit to pop, it's actually quite a different kind of dynamic, because if you sit to pop the balloon, you have to also account in like how much weight you want to put on it and how much you want to bounce on it, how long you want to play it with. So over inflating that balloon to have that neck is very different. But I'm just gonna walk you through how I prep my balloons before shooting with them, okay? So let's start with the Belbal now. What I do with all of my balloons, not just the Belbal, is that I pre-inflate them first so that the balloon is just going to try and ease in, and the latex is not going to get shocked when I put my weight on them. Okay, so I'm just going to do that once. So there's the Belbal pre-inflated. I slightly over-inflated it a little bit, very slightly. Obviously with the standard size you won't see this necking, like slight necking down here. But after inflating it once, I just release it. I usually do more inflations when it's a blow to pop, but if it's a sit to pop, one inflation is fine. Okay, so after inflating it once, I'm just gonna twist it where the body of the balloon meets the neck of the balloon. So I'm just gonna twist it over here so that it's just the neck now, and then I'm gonna blow on it. Okay, so that is actually just the neck of the balloon. So you'll find it a bit tight, and if you're not really, if you don't have a very good lung capacity, you might find it hard to stretch that neck of the balloon. That's why I pre-inflate it first, at least once. Okay, so you can see that that is the neck of the balloon. You can inflate it even more, but for me, I just don't do that anymore. So I do that and then I just release it. That's the body of the balloon actually, and most of the air is in the neck of the balloon. Okay, so just release that and then just give it a couple of stretches. There you go. Just try and stretch that out as much as you can, and then go into like the different parts of the neck to make sure that you're getting all of it. All right, and then afterwards you do again the twist on the part where the balloon meets the balloon of the neck, the body of the balloon meets the body, and then just blow into it another time. All right, so obviously if you look at this, the neck of the balloon is much larger than a while ago. and that's because I've been stretching it out and the latex have been stretched out. So that's just tip number 1 of how to pre-inflate your balloons for a good necking. Okay, so I do that with all of my balloons. Now the next part is how to inflate the balloon. Okay, so just inflate it to how much you want it. But if you want a good neck on your balloons, I recommend over-inflating it to about 20%, 15-20% more than the standard size, okay? Okay, so that's what I was talking about, to just inflate it to 25% more than 15 to 20% more than the standard size. And then for the Belbal, what I do is just stretch it while it is inflated. So I just stretch it a little bit more and see if it can take more air. So I just stretch it like that. Try to not, because this is a sit to pop and not a bow to pop, I don't maximize that neck when I put air on it. Alright, so I just try and stretch it out and see that there is some space over there, over here, where I can tie the balloon. Sometimes people love to have the neck bulging as you put your weight on them. That is a request that I've had a couple of times. And what I do is that I just release a little bit of air. The neck is still a little bit stretched out, so the balloon's shape is like this. And then just tie it. But when I tie it, I make sure that the knot is actually like, pull the knot up to the end of the balloon, so that it has a lot of that space. So it has that space where the air can go when you sit on it. So there you go. So there would be like about 2 fingers of extra latex that would be there, right there. There you go. So I'm just going to put this to the side and go with the Tuftex now. So I'm just going to fast forward through me prepping the balloon, but I'm just going to leave it in here because I want you to see that I do all of those steps of prepping the balloon with all of the different kinds of balloons. So I have the Tuftex now and the Qualatex. All right, but the tying of the balloon is quite different for the different kinds of balloons, I find. Okay, so here we go. So this is the Tuftex. It's bigger, of course, than the Belbal 14 inches because this is 17 inches. I've inflated it to slightly the standard size, slightly overinflated. The Tuftex doesn't have generally a long neck. It really is more of the roundness of the body of the Tuftex, but I really love to sit to pop on them because the latex can take so much weight. I have a love and hate relationship with them as well because when they pop and I get slapped on my legs, it really, really hurts. Okay, so I have that, and then, as I said, I just inflate it once and then release it again. And then just do the inflating of the neck again. Okay, so okay, so now it's time to inflate it so that I can tie it and then get it ready to sit on. So with the Tuftex, I don't usually overinflate it. I just inflate it to the standard size, but it depends on the person requesting the video. Sometimes they want it overinflated. But if I want a good stretch of the neck when I sit to pop on them, where the neck bulges when I put my weight on them, I don't overinflate it. I just inflate it to the standard size like this. You can see that there's no bulging of the neck. It's just all of the air is just in the body. And then what I do is that it's the same with the Belbal. I tie it and then make sure that I pull the knot to the edge or to the mouth, as close to the mouth of the balloon as much as possible. So I do that. So it really pays if you were a Boy Scout before because you've been taught different knots, but I just do it really easily. So I just see, so right now I'm just pulling the knot as close to that mouth as much as possible, that it looks like this. So you have that small neck right here, and then when I sit on it, that will just push the air to the neck, and then you'll have that bulging effect for the Tuftex, okay? So why did I overinflate the Belbal while I don't overinflate the Tuftex? Again, most of the time, the Tuftex breaks or pops in the body, while the Belbal breaks on its neck. So, and plus, Belbals, because they usually have long necks anyway, Belbals can take more air in the neck, but I find that the Tuftex is quite sensitive over here. So the pressure usually goes here when I sit to pop on them. So I try not to already put too much pressure on the body of the balloon. Rather, I wanted that when I sit on it, there's enough space for the body to have more pressure while the air goes more into that neck. So the next one is the Qualatex. Actually, I haven't really worked with Qualatex quite a lot. They're quite new to my collection, but the Qualatex doesn't really have a longer neck than the Belbal, but it is longer than the Tuftex, so it's quite in that middle ground. The Qualatex is more round, and you can already see it when it's deflated, and the latex is smoother than the Tuftex and the Belbal for me, or, well, again, my opinion only. So I do it again, I do the prepping time again, so I'm just gonna fast forward with this one. So that is the Qualatex 16 inches when it's inflated. It's really, really pretty and super, super smooth. I find that the color of the Qualatex is so much more vibrant than the first two, so I quite like that with the Qualatex. Okay, so I inflated it once, so now I'm gonna use that and then do the twist and then do the neck stretching. Okay, so I didn't really get much air into that neck because the Qualatex doesn't really take a lot of air in that neck area. I think it's more wide than it is long. Okay, so stretch it. For the Qualatex, because I haven't really worked with them quite a lot, I don't have a technique with this one, but I'm just going to do it with like the Belbal because I feel like they have the same kind of quality. I overinflated it slightly more than the standard inflation, so it's like about 5% to 8% more than the standard size. So you have that, so you have this body of the balloon, and then you already have this neck stretching out a little bit over here. But I still have about half an inch to 1 inch of neck over here. So I'm just going to use that as leverage so that when I sit on it and put my weight on it, that neck is just going to, again, stretch out because the air is going to get pushed out in that area. Alright, there you go. So now you can see the 3 balloons inflated. This is the Tuftex. It's a bit underinflated. Well, it's inflated to the standard size. This is the 17 inches. You have the Qualatex, which has been overinflated. This is 16 inches. And then you have the Belbal, overinflated as well. And that is the 14-inch Belbal. So I'm just going to have a shot here. I'm just going to compare all of them. Okay, so when it comes to the color, I really love the color of the Qualatex. I feel like it's a much better orange than the 3. And then I also love how shiny it is and how glossy it is. And it's just more vibrant than the other 2. So this is the Qualatex, and then you have the Tuftex, and then you have the Belbal right here. You can just see color differences. But in person, I love the Qualatex more. Okay, so I'm going to try and sit now on the Belbal and see if it can stretch over this on the neck over here. So there you go. You can see now that the Belbal balloon is just stretching like that. So you can see now that the neck is just super stretched out. As I said, that's the Belbal for you. That's the neck of the Belbal. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the Tuftex. I underinflated this because, as I said, I don't want to pressure the body too much. But we'll see now. So there you go. But because I underinflated the Tuftex, I can actually bounce on it. And you can see there that the neck is really going for it. So that's the neck of the Tuftex right here. And I'm like trying to force it really down so that you can see that the neck is stretching out. The neck is quite large. So that's really good. And as I said, the body isn't feeling so much pressure. That's why I underinflate the Tuftex whenever someone requests that the neck of the Tuftex will be bulging like this. So if I bounce on it like this, you can tell with the neck. If I just move forward a little bit, that neck is just going to have more. And then there you go. Okay, the last one is the Qualatex. I haven't worked with them quite a lot, so I'm not really sure how this is going to react to my weight on it. So I'm going to be really careful with it when I'm sitting on it. I can feel there's a lot of pressure on the body already. So just putting my weight on that. Yeah, so definitely do the same thing as the Tuftex when you're playing with the Qualatex. Underinflate like the Tuftex, and then pull that knot out to the edge of the mouth. I'm still quite like my heart is just like pounding right now every time I accidentally pop a balloon. Okay, so as I said a while ago, I haven't really worked with the Qualatex, so I still have a lot of things to know about it. But when it comes to color and vibrancy, the Qualatex wins for my heart. But as usual, the Belbal wins when it comes to the long neck challenge. Okay, so I'm gonna try and sit on it again just to show you, and I'm gonna sit on the Tuftex again to show you like the difference of how just amazing the Belbal's neck is. So if you love long necks, the Belbal is for you. There you go. There's the Belbal. And if you love really tough latex balloons that can hold your weight and you can bounce in it a lot, the Tuftex is something that you should consider. Okay, so subscribe to my channel and thank you for watching. Bye bye. Okay, since I accidentally popped the two balloons, might as well pop this one as well. Ready? Okay, really, bye now.